They didn't ask us to forget it. They counted on it. On us being too tired, too broke, too distracted. But what they forgot is that memory runs in our blood. And once you wake it up, you can't put it back to sleep. That dark video haunted me. We ran it through enhancement software, checked sound patterns, nothing solid, no face, but the voice. The voice held weight, authority, experience. This wasn't some internet troll. This was someone inside, and whoever he was, he wanted us to dig deeper. Malik thought it might be a whistleblower. I thought it might be a trap. But one line stuck in my head. It doesn't stop with your son. We took his advice, started looking beyond our neighborhood, beyond our city. Malik built a database, cross-referenced property buyouts, arrest spikes, rezoning plans, and law firm connections across 10 major cities. What we found was horrifying. In each city, the same pattern. A young black resident arrested. Public outrage. Neighborhoods labeled high risk. Developers swoop in. Law firms handle the paperwork. Profit. Over and over, different faces, same system. And one name kept showing up in the contracts. Judge Eleanor Macklin, the same judge who presided over Malik's case. We looked closer. Macklin had approved dozens of eminent domain seizures tied to blighted communities. Signed off on fast-track court orders that stripped families of homes in less than 30 days. And she wasn't alone. She was on the board of a non-profit. On paper, it supported urban redevelopment. In reality, it funneled millions into shell companies like Langston Corporation. Malik was quiet as we pieced it all together. Then he said, "They wear robes and suits, but they're all the same gang, just with better grammar." We didn't go public right away. We went to the journalist. She reviewed everything, triple-checked it, verified sources. Legal counsel told her to walk away. She didn't. Instead, she set up an interview, not just with us, but with others, other families, other sons like Malik. One was Jamal, 15, arrested for loitering outside his own apartment. Another, Destiny, lost her grandmother's home after a public safety incident next door. Each story built the case. And then, Malik made a decision. He would speak, live, face on camera, no animation, no silhouette, just truth. He looked straight into the lens and said, "You tried to sell our pain like product. But this time, we own the story, and we're not for sale." The interview aired. It was everywhere. National news, hashtags, debates on every major outlet. Some praised him, others called him a liar, some said we were race-baiting. One anchor called Malik a dangerous example of victimhood turned vigilante. But people were waking up. And power? Power doesn't like that. We started getting followed. Car outside the house at night. Malik's emails hacked. The journalist's office? Broken into. Only one thing taken. Our files. We weren't just telling the story anymore. We were in it. That night, Malik couldn't sleep. I heard him pacing, heard the pen scratching in his sketchbook. I walked into his room. He was drawing a map of our neighborhood, of every home that was gone. And next to each one, he wrote the name of the family who used to live there. He looked up at me, eyes tired, but alive. He said, "They want us to believe we're invisible, Dad, but I see them, all of them, and I want the world to see too." I hugged him, longer than usual, because part of me knew he wasn't a boy anymore. He was becoming something else, something they hadn't planned for, a mirror they couldn't shatter. The next morning, we got another envelope, same plain packaging. Inside this time wasn't a threat. It was a list of judges, prosecutors, investors, and at the top, circled in red, the architect. Whoever that is, they're not done, and neither are we. Every system has a designer, a blueprint, Someone behind the curtain pulling strings while the rest of us choke on the smoke. We thought the judge was the end of the trail. But that red circle around the architect, that was just the beginning. The list led us to a name. Nathaniel Roebuck, billionaire, philanthropist, founder of several urban reform foundations. The media called him a visionary. But Malik and we found paper trails, secret deals, offshore accounts funding property seizures, court filings signed under aliases, and behind every shady nonprofit. One name kept reappearing. Roebuck didn't just benefit from injustice, he engineered it. Malik wanted to expose him, not with whispers, but with fire. We planned it carefully. At a charity gala live-streamed nationwide, Roebuck was set to receive the Social Impact Leader Award. Malik was invited as a youth visionary. They wanted his smile on camera. He gave them a speech instead. "This award you hold was paid for in eviction notices, in tears no one filmed. In fathers you put in cuffs, in mothers you priced out. This is not impact, this is theft dressed in a tux." Gasps, silence, then applause, real, loud, unstoppable. Within 48 hours, the story broke. Multiple journalists had been sitting on sealed documents. Malik's courage was the match. Lawsuits followed. The judge retired early. Langston Corp was exposed. Roebuck lost several board seats. Congress opened an investigation. It wasn't total justice, but it was a crack in the concrete. And through that crack, light came pouring in. Malik didn't celebrate. He returned to his sketchbook. He drew the neighborhood, how it could have looked. Homes rebuilt, trees planted, art on every corner, kids playing on porches that were never torn down. He said to me, "This ain't victory, it's memory, rewritten, for the ones who never got the chance." We stood on the empty lot where his best friend's house once stood. The wind was soft, but something about it carried weight, like it remembered too. Not every story ends with applause. Some end with truth. And truth is heavy, but it frees you. Malik didn't just fight for himself, he fought for Jamal, for destiny, for every kid pushed into silence because their story didn't fit the narrative. This isn't about one racist lawyer. It's about the system that gave him a seat, and the silence that kept him comfortable. But silence doesn't live here anymore. We're building something louder, something lasting, something ours. So if you're watching this, not just watching, but feeling it, subscribe. Not for views, for justice, for the stories they try to bury, for the ones still fighting to be heard. We're not done, and neither are you. Hit that like button, and if you're ready for more stories that speak truth, challenge power, and honor the fight, click subscribe. We're just getting started.